a lot of new experiences, right? Singapore, especially with the cruise product, right, will give Filipinos who I would imagine have already been to Singapore more than once, more reason to actually visit and go back to Singapore. And I mentioned this earlier, the reason we love partnering with STB is because while Singapore is familiar and easy for us to go to, it's never boring. It's quite dynamic as a destination, and it's a perfect partnership because Cebu Pacific also as an airline is quite dynamic and always looking for innovative ways to get people to travel and travel more, and Singapore has that to offer. No matter what kind of traveler you are, you could be a foodie, an art enthusiast, like a coffee person, you could also be a shopper, like it's for families, it's for like any kind of traveler, no? And it's a quick getaway also, and that's probably the reason why Filipinos have become one of the top number six tourist Philippines, no? Tourists in Singapore. And so, and we have the same, and I think the other part of it is really Cebu Pacific and STB and Singapore as a destination have the same goals, no? In the sense of wanting to promote the values that come with experiencing travel. What you learn, how you grow from travel, and in Singapore, STB will keep coming back with these new innovations and products that make it worthwhile. Thank you.
Very well said. Thank you, Candice. It's nice to know that because of this partnership, a lot more ones are able to travel and explore the beauty of Singapore.
Now for our next question, this is quite a long question. It's for Terence. How has the collaboration between SEB and STB
Significantly contributed
to the surge in tourism arrivals, showcasing a remarkable partnership that underscores the commitment to enhance travel experiences and promoting destinations.
One more time.
I missed the first part. I'm kidding. Easy. Maybe I'll start from the beginning where I first took on this role looking after Southeast Asia as a market for the Singapore Tourism Board about a year ago. And I remember thinking to myself, I want partners who are bold, dynamic, and above all, creative. And when I came to the Philippines for the first time and I met Cebu Pacific for the first time, they met that criteria straight away in our first meeting. I was really excited by that. We've done some good work together. To me, it was a no-brainer that we will continue this partnership. And I think 2 days ago, I was asking my team, how long have we been working with Cebu Pacific? So as Candice mentioned earlier, it's been 12 years officially. And that's longer than my own marriage, which I calculated just now. So, wow, this is really, it's really a long-standing relationship that we have going. And if you ask me why, how Cebu Pacific and this partnership has contributed to that success, it's not because we've partnered for a year or two. It's because we've been partners for so long, and we have an understanding, and we have a trust, and we have invested together in driving tourism traffic from the Philippines to Singapore over a sustained period of time, and that's why we're seeing the rewards. And actually, the Philippines was one of our strongest recovering markets post-pandemic. It's now our 6th market globally, and that's not a small feat because we have folks like China, Indonesia, obviously, who are in there, but Philippines is number 6. And just last year alone, we had 700,000, close to 700,000 visitors, which is about 81% more than we had the year before. So we know that travel demand to Singapore is strong, and it's not just because of certain American performing artists who come for a while to Singapore. There are other reasons that Filipinos love to visit Singapore. I think I was chatting with Mikael earlier and Megan as well. They are regular visitors to Singapore for various reasons. There's a different reason every time they come. We want to keep doing that. And one of the key things that we want to do in this partnership was a new reason that we want to share with Filipinos that why they should come to Singapore again, and that's cruise. Because cruise, we do have many world-class ships that sail out of Singapore, from your family-friendly cruises to luxury cruise lines, and actually, the Philippines being just 3 or 3.5 hours away from Singapore is what we call a fly cruise market for us, where Filipinos can fly into Changi Airport, they can go on board a cruise, enjoy themselves for a couple of days, sail to different itineraries around the region, and then have a holiday in Singapore after that before flying home. And we think that's an attractive proposition, and Cebu Pacific is the right partner to work with us on this. So we feel this is a really true growth area for us. And of course, we love the fact that the Cebu Pacific has increased its flights from Clark as well, which gives us more reason to market to Filipinos. So thank you very much. And I think we're poised for growth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Terence, for that wonderful answer. I'm definitely going to include the cruise offerings in my bucket list for our next Singapore trip.
Yeah.
And with that, there's another question for you, Terence.
Longer.
Could you elaborate on how this collaboration will enhance accessibility to Singapore as a tourist destination?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I think Cebu Pacific, the fact that they fly from Cebu as well as Manila to Singapore daily, and the fact that they've increased the flights from Clark as well, that's going to increase accessibility. Maybe I go back to cruise again, because it's not just accessibility to Singapore as a destination, but accessibility to take world-class cruises from Singapore easily. I think that really works well. I forgot to mention as well, and some of you may be aware of this, that from next year, Disney Cruise Lines will begin their home port from Singapore for 5 years. I had a sneak peek at some of their creatives and design. The ship looks amazing. It's called Disney Adventure, so it's going to be sailing out of Singapore sometime next year. I hope tickets will go on sale sometime soon. So keep a watch out. We're not allowed to say yet, but I think
It's just gonna be between all of us. Yes.
And our IT followers.
No, but it's exciting. I mean, it's not just Disney Cruise Lines. We have luxury cruise ships that come here. There are differentiated offerings for both families as well as couples who love to get away and just enjoy the time on board for a couple of nights. Really wonderful products, and it's a wonderful region to sail in. So I think the fact that an airline like Cebu Pacific makes it easy for Filipinos to visit Singapore and cruise from Singapore really does wonders for our accessibility.
Thank you, Terence. We are going to watch out for that. For our next question, this is for Megan and Mikael.
What